As you can tell, I am out here just relaxing a little bit by the pool at the hotel. I'm here in Cartagena. So, me and my brother actually, me and my brother Earl is here in Cartagena. We've been doing some traveling. We went from Cancun, Mexico to Panama, and now here in Colombia. And while he's up in his room asleep, I'm just down having a little me time, some coffee, um, a little bite to eat. But just thinking about life, and we had a listen. This has been an amazing trip. It has been an amazing journey. Uh, just talking about just life and growing up. Me and my brother, we're the last two. I call us number seven and number eight. He's seven and I'm eight. Um, we're just reminiscing on our mom and life and our grandmother and some emotional moments because we think about our mom and we laugh as well because I tell you, um, some of the stuff that she used to say. My mother was comedic, but just naturally comedic. Um, and so some of the things we think and say, it would be her. Like we would remember all those things. This is so important to spend time with your people and make memories and not making noise. Sometimes people make confusion and they don't have any good memories because they spent so much of their life in turmoil and not having inner peace and they grow up like that and then you see them in their adult age acting out their childhood situations in their childhood, um, insecurities and childhood frailties in their adult years because they never figured it out, they never dealt with or confronted that part of their life. So, me and my brother's having a good time on this travel journey. I am so happy that my brother is traveling and we're traveling together. And we're making memories. This is something you can't take away from us. A memory is something, you know, and experiences. We're having experiences here in these countries, and you can't take away our experience. I can't take away your experience. And regardless of where you are now, you've had experiences, and no one can take that from you because they've already been had. Ooh, excuse me. As you can tell, I'm still trying to gather myself, but I'm processing life, and reality says um, we're going to transition out of here. And how you transition and what you're doing now does matter. It does matter. How you leave this world. It does matter. How you impact people's lives. It does matter. And so you can either impact lives on a positive level or you can have a negative effect on someone's life and people will never forget that. And so my goal every day is to when you come in contact with me that your life will change for the better and you will have good experiences, right? I like to have real talks. I like to have those hard conversations. And me and my brother, we talk about life and how we're not going to always be here. And sometimes I think people forget that you're not going to always be here. Just like we reminisce on our mother, about our mother, and we talk about those days leading up to her transition. And they're, they're now memories. They are now memories. And one day, we will be a memory. One day, just understand the reality of it is none of us will leave out of here alive. We're going to all make our transition. And so it's so important that we make the right decisions and we love people and live in such peace. And I understand that some people cannot live in peace because they have so much turmoil inwardly, uh, and they refuse to confront it. What you don't confront, you can't change. If your ego is in the way, you can't change. If you're a narcissist, you're not going to change unless you come to a place in your life, or maybe something drastic happens that will cause you to change. As conversation me and my brother has been having through our travels, uh, we don't know when that day is coming. We're on that other stretch of our lives. Some are on their, that last stretch. And how are you going to live your last stretch out? How are you going to live that out? So many people are so concerned about how somebody else feel about them, what someone is going to think about them. Can I tell you, just drop all of that because it doesn't matter how other people see you. It doesn't matter how other people view you. It matters how you see yourself in a real way. I'm not talking about in a narcissistic, from a narcissistic point of view where you think don't stink, right? Where you don't see where you need room for improvement, or you can't acknowledge your wrongdoing, and you can't acknowledge where you need help, and you can't acknowledge that you're jealous, you can't acknowledge that you may be envious. Uh, and you don't have to announce it to the world, but you need to be able to tell yourself the truth and then start working on becoming a better person. And that's what life is about. We're evolving. And sometimes people don't evolve, they stay the same. They are stuck. They are um, dwarfed, no growth. They've always been like they are. They won't change. Hey, Kevin, they won't change. They refuse to make the necessary adjustments to become a better person. That some people will spend their entire life fighting and in war with themselves, and so therefore they'll make war with other people for no reason at all. Uh, so just processing life how it should be an easy stretch. Um, this second phase or last phase, this last stretch, last leg or second leg, whatever you want to call it, it should be spent evolving into a better person, having great experiences, dealing with your own trauma, self reflecting, um, and just really becoming a better person. When I see people in their high 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, um, without any change, and they still dealing with childhood issues, it reminds me that they never confronted that part of them. Sometimes people get busy to keep from confronting a part of them that needs to be confronted and changed. Um, but we got to process this life, and we have to evolve. Uh, it should come a point in your life after a certain level of maturity and age, because age doesn't really speak to your level of maturity. Because I see a lot of adults acting like children. So we should desire peace. At a certain point of your life, you should want to mellow out. You go through that phase when you were younger, you partied, you had fun, you ran the streets. But as you get older, you sort of don't have the time, the energy, or the desire to live that kind of life. And that speaks volumes. When you are in your high adult ages and you still want to live, I love the sound of the birds. You still want to live like you are a juvenile. Listen to that. Listen, by the way, it's beautiful here in Cartagena. Now, it is hot. Mucha calor. mucho calor, demasiado veces. It's it's a lot of heat here, but it's a beautiful city, good vibes, good energy here. It's a lot to do here in Cartagena, Colombia. But as I was saying, getting back to what I was saying, um, you should hit a certain place in your life where you just want peace. And when I see real grown adults not experiencing that peace, I automatically know that they stopped growing somewhere and they did not, or they refused to face or confront their inner trauma. Because so often people have told you to shut down, don't talk about it, put it on mute. Can I suggest to you, don't mute yourself out? You're in a phase of your life where you should be living in peace. I remember saying to a family member of mine some years ago, I said to that family member, find a way to live the rest of your life out in peace. You're older, like literally older. And you shouldn't still be living in chaos or creating chaos. Often what you see that is manifested on the outside, it is a inward, it is a inner reflection of what is going on inside of a person. If they're always about conflict, always about plotting, always about scheming, always about seeing how they're going to hurt someone, always about let me see how I can prevent them from doing something or prevent them from whatever. That's their inner struggle, their inner war, their inner frustration. It's all of that is what's going on inside of them. It is a direct reflection of what is in them, what is the noise. People retire and they still fight with their inner conflict and they still doing juvenile behaviors. Uh, Now they got a lot of time on their hand and they're getting older because one day they're going to have their day. We're all going to have our day. When we don't, we we won't see that next day as we know it in this physical form. We are all going to transition out of here. So what are you going to do on this stretch of your life? And you got to process. Hey, if something really disrupts your peace, you got to process that and see if it's just a one-time thing or this is habitual where someone is trying to bring so much drama into your life. You have to make a decision to let them go or hold on to all of that. And for me in my space and how I process, um, I let go of things that hurt me. I let go of people that hurt me. I let go of people that doesn't respect or see my humanness or whatever you want to call it because I see me as somebody. And what I allow, what I don't check, and what I don't confront, I'll allow it. So if a person is constantly bringing drama and trauma into your life, because you're not checking it, or you're not doing something about it, or they won't do anything about it after you check them, and you allow it to continue because you didn't cut them off, you are now allowing this. If you let somebody control your life, telling you what to do, how to do it, and you in your 50s and your 60s and your 70s, hell, even in your mid 40s, you stop letting people control your life. I I like having that sense of control of who I let in my life, and it feels great when I can let go of toxicity, toxic environments, toxic people. And you know what else? Sometimes those people are family members, or let me say it like this: they share the same bloodline, because everybody that's kin to you is not family. They just kin. You just have the same bloodline, raised by maybe the same parents or share the same parent together. Everybody that's kin to you is not family, and everybody that is family is not kin to you. And so we have to be able to process that and let things go and not hold on to the pain based on how long you've been knowing this person and y'all grew up together and you grew up in the same house. Sometimes you just got to let those people go, family, friends, foe, for your peace of mind and for your tranquility. It's so important to live in a space of peace and not anxiety and hate and bickering. Like, who still bickers in their 50s and their 60s? Who's still quarreling in their 70s and in their 80s? At that point, you should have it figured out. And if you don't have it figured out, start the process now of, of figuring it out, of what makes you happy, what hurts you. You got to be able to voice it. And it's important. Your voice is so freaking powerful. It changes things, environments. Your stories help and heal people. If people are somebody's constantly bringing chaos or drama to your environment, let them go. It's all about you now. Invest in you. That's all I want to share. I'm going to sit here by this pool and finish my morning meditation, the clearance of my mind. I'm so super happy that my brother is traveling with us, with me. We're traveling together. We sharing our moments of childhood, our mother, reminiscing. We are excited. We're happy. All right. Thank you for chiming in. Comment, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, share it. Somebody needs to hear it. Thank you. Y'all have an amazing day.